welcome to News Central BBC School Report programme. We are very proud to be contributing to this exciting event.
In today's programme, Molly, Abigail and Sophie will be showing you behind the scenes at the forthcoming Dance Academy performance.
But to kick us off, we have Charlotte, Owen and Abigail with a special report on the floods. The devastating event that occurred just before Christmas and how staff, students and the wonderful city of Carlisle are getting back on their feet and cracking on with their life.
On December 5th, 2015, well, Cumbria's is being a bit down. The scale of this was unexpected. Many homes were hit, caused widespread devastation across the city. Residents were woken up by the sound of helicopters and lifeboats passing by on rescue missions to save those affected in the 2,500 homes. It wasn't just people's homes affected though. Businesses, educational buildings and social areas all felt the force of the weather. Young people in Carlisle were some of the worst affected. Not only did many of their homes get damaged, but the schools and recreational activities suffered too.
Did you have to move into a house?
Yeah, we had to move into a rented accommodation due to the massive damage done to our house. It felt really bad. When the flood water came into my house, I knew everything was going to go. The RRCA came and got us from down. They came down the road in the boat, and then came into the house and got like a little mini boat and pushed us through the house.
3 months on, and there are still signs of destruction. While the large skips have now moved, many houses still stand empty. A haunting reminder that life is still not alright. In our school, life is trying to go as normal as possible, however, with the entire ground floor learning put out of action. But we had an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the damage on the bottom floor, shown to us by the head teacher, Mr. Gilby.
So that's where the water and the bacteria and all of that waste material soaked up through the walls. So if that's what it's like on the outside, these are cavity walls, that means there's a gap in them. Can you imagine what it's like on the inside?
When did you find out about the damage?
Well, on the night of the flood, I was getting phone calls from the members of staff that were here. So as the water rose through Carlisle, we had members of staff on site. So literally, within minutes of it happening, we knew that it had broken into the building and that the lower part had been flooded.
How long did it take to make a school trial?
Well, so it happened the second weekend of December, and we had about 20 working days before we could get back in January. So it was about 3 or 4 weeks.
How is the school coping?
Well, I think it's you guys are part of our community, so you could probably describe it better than I. But my feelings are, I think that first and foremost, you as the students and the staff and all of the wider community have coped fantastically well with the floods and the devastation that it caused. I think it just goes to show that here at Central we're really resilient as a group of people, and that's also true for the residents of Carlisle and for our wider community.
Wow, that was awful. It's amazing how well the students been coping in such a changed school.
Yeah. Now to something happier. The Dance Central Academy spoke to us about their show.
One of the strongest extracurricular activities at Central Academy is the dance club, calling themselves Dance Corps. The department, headed by Wendy Beedman and supported by Jack Dunn, put on a number of shows each year to showcase some of the fantastic talent in the school.
Found it hard since the floods have happened to continue with dance?
Well, it has been quite hard to continue because there was a huge timetable change for PE to enable the students to go off site, and I couldn't accommodate that on my already heavy timetable. So we've only had an hour after school rather than 4 hours on the timetable, so it's been quite challenging to do that, yes.
How often do you have practices?
Well, we have one official practice once a week, and that teaches everyone new choreography, but the students are in every day at lunchtime practicing that choreography, so we're ready to move on the next week.
What did you find hardest while rehearsing?
Just having to work with 40 students all at the same time of all different abilities. So if we were teaching that in a lesson, we'd be teaching smaller groups, and year 8 would have done one set of choreography, year 7 would have done a different set of choreography, but because we're all together, we've all just had to learn the same thing, and that's been really challenging. and our year sevens have really had to learn quickly and really build their skills up in order to keep up with the year eights who have got an extra year on them really, so it's been quite hard. Yeah.
Do you have a favourite dance?
Do I have a favourite dance? They're all my favourites. I like the peanut butter jelly one. I really like that. The Candyman one is a Lindy Hop. I love a bit of Lindy Hop. So we've put a bit of Lindy Hop into that just to make it really, really lively.
What dance are you doing?
I'm doing a dance based on the Suffragettes film that were about women that put their lives aside to get the women the vote for the future.
What is your favourite dance of the past years?
My favourite big dance was probably Aladdin because it was so fun to do.
PE at Central Academy is another area where students have numerous opportunities. To PE teacher Mr. Threlkeld to find out more about what we have to offer.
Obviously we've lost a lot of facilities. We haven't got the techno gym, the sports hall, and even the AstroTurf. We've only got probably 30% of that which is accessible, so yeah, it's been quite hard having no facilities to teach our lessons, and the knock-on effect of where we do teach our lessons, we've been having to travel around the city during PE time to do that, so it's been quite difficult. We've got, we can still do football, netball on the AstroTurf. Obviously indoor sports like the techno gym, badminton, climbing, etc. have been put on hold at the moment, but what we have done a bit of orienteering within Rickaby Park and at Talking Tarns, so that's one that's happening at the moment.
Can you tell us about the sports leader program?
It involves doing a little bit of coaching and learning skills within school to then be able to plan and lead activities mostly in a primary setting. So I know some of our sports leaders are out 2 or 3 times a term in lesson time and outside of lesson, leading events, teaching lessons in primary school and assisting in more county events, if I can put it like that, so bigger events that they assist in as well.
The damage on the bottom floor shown to us by the head teacher, Mr. Gilby. Here are the students' reactions.
From there, it was a bit of a shock to the system to start off with, but when you went down, it was really, really cold and really, there was a lot more space than there used to be. How did you feel when you first went down there?
I felt like it was just a ghost town because nothing was there, it was just so cold.
Down there?
I was really, really shocked. I never thought that water could do that much damage.